Well, I think authenticity is probably a word that can describe me. I'm a unique guy, but I'm real. You know, I have a heart and soul and feelings, and I didn't handle myself exactly the right way when I was young in Detroit with the press. I think when I left Detroit, I realized that the average Tiger fan never really knew who I was. They knew this monster of a guy who ranted, raved, and complained a lot, and told the press to leave the room. I regret that, and I realized at that point I got to do what I can do right now to let the next group of people in Minnesota and Toronto know that I'm a different guy. I think I was insecure in my own way at the time, knowing that to answer a question when you stunk, to admit that you stunk, was admitting that you weren't any good, and I didn't believe I wasn't any good. I believed I was good. I just happened to have a bad day, and I think that's all they ever wanted to hear, was that you happened to have a bad day. Once I learned that, and it was a lot to do with Sparky Anderson. I love Sparky Anderson. He made Jack Morris what Jack Morris was as a baseball player. He demanded that I give 100%. I remember one time he came up to me, I was out at shortstop after about a 3-game losing streak. He came up to me and he says, "Cactus?" That's what he always called me, Cactus. Every Jack he knew was called Cactus. I said, "Cactus?" He says, "What's that thing up in the sky?" And I looked up and there was a bright sun looking at me. I said, "I think that's called the sun." He said, "Isn't it amazing that sun came up today?" And then he started. He goes, "You're so hard on yourself. You expect every day to be perfect." He says, "Tell me one guy you know that's perfect." And I couldn't name a name. And he said, "You know what? When it's all said and done, if you know in your heart you did your best, that's all you can do. Then you can live with it." He says, "Just so you know you've done your best." This is one of the best lessons I ever learned.